With your blessings, we are all fine, Prabhuji.
With your mercy, we are surviving. Start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrpatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Paramananda Madhavam Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, devotees. Thank you all for joining Bhagavatam discussion. We'll continue our discussion today. So, second canto, third chapter, 15th verse. Continue reading. Devotees can read, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's allocated to me.
Hare Krishna.
Canto 2, Chapter 3, Text 15. Savai Bhagavato Raja Pandaveyo Maharataha Bala Kridankai Kridan Krishna Kridamya Adade. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaja Parikshit, the grandson of the Pandavas, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. In the Bhagavad Gita 6.41, it is stated that even a person who has failed in the proper discharge of yoga practice is given a chance to take birth in the house of devout Brahmanas or in the houses of rich men like Kshatriya kings or rich merchants. But Maharaja Parikshit was more than that because he had been a great devotee of the Lord since his previous birth, and as such, he took his birth in an imperial family of the Kurus and especially that of Pandavas. So from the very beginning of his childhood, he had the chance to know intimately the devotional service of the Lord Krishna in his own family. The Pandavas, all being devotees of the Lord, certainly venerated family deities in the royal palaces for worship. Children who appear in such families fortunately generally imitate such worship of the deities, even in the way of childhood play. By the grace of the Lord Sri Krishna, we had the chance of being born in a Vaishnava family, and in our childhood we imitated the worship of Lord Krishna by imitating our father. Our father encouraged us in all respects to observe all functions such as Ratha Yatra and Dola Yatra ceremonies. And he used to spend money liberally for distributing prasada to us children and our friends. Our spiritual master, who also took his birth in a Vaishnava family, got all inspirations from his great Vaishnava father, Thakur Bhaktivinoda. That is the way of all lucky Vaishnava families. The celebrated Mirabai was a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna as the great lifter of Govardhana hill. The life history of many such devotees is almost the same, because there is always symmetry between the early lives of all great devotees of the Lord. According to Jiva Goswami, Maharaja Parikshit must have heard about the childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna at Vrindavana, for he used to imitate the pastimes with his young playmates. According to Sridhara Swami, Maharaja Parikshit used to imitate the worship of the family deity by elderly members. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also confirms that viewpoint of Jiva Goswami. So, accepting either of them, Maharaja Parikshit was naturally inclined to Lord Krishna from his very childhood. He might have imitated either of the above mentioned activities, and all of them establish his great devotion from his very childhood, a symptom of Maha Bhagavata. Such Maha Bhagavatas are called Nitya Siddhas, or souls liberated from birth. But there are also others who may not be liberated from birth, but who develop a tendency for devotional service by association, and they are called sadhana siddhas. There is no difference between the two in the ultimate issue, and so the conclusion is that everyone can become sadhana siddha, a devotee of the Lord, simply by association with the pure devotees. The concrete example is our great spiritual master, Sri Narada Muni. In his previous life, he was simply a boy of a maidservant, but through association with great devotees, he became a devotee of the Lord of his own standard, unique in the history of devotional service. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Wonderful. So, wonderful purport and wonderful sloka here. Maybe as we start discussing, how many of you feel that whatever we are today, is it because of my own effort or Lord's mercy? Just put in the chat box, because Prabhupada talks about the lineage for taking birth in devotee family. How many of you feel that we are today, whatever we are today, is it because of my own karma or my effort? You can use the chat box, put it. So somebody responded. Wow, wonderful. Lord's mercy, Sudhavadi Mataji, Varsha Mataji, Lord's mercy. Yes, wonderful. Okay. What about others? Okay, here Sukdev Goswami. So actually, it's not Sukdev Goswami, Sutta Goswami is saying that. Sages of Naimisharanya is asking, and Sutta Goswami is saying that. Maharaj Parikshit, the grandson of Mandava, was from his very childhood a great devotee of the Lord. Even while playing with his dolls, he used to worship Lord Krishna by imitating the worship of the family deity. So here, the important lesson is that how anybody's childhood makes a difference. Prabhupada, quoting from Bhagavad Gita 4.41, he says the translation goes like this. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into the family of righteous people or into the family of rich aristocrats. So in this Bhagavad Gita, previous sloka, Arjuna asking Krishna, if a devotee unsuccessful go back home, back to Godhead, what happens? So, after practicing so many years and is failed to go back, then what happens? That's a kind of a question our Arjuna is asking. So Krishna is responding to that, saying that even such unsuccessful yogis, yes, they will take birth in the family of a good Brahmana or a rich Vaishnava family. So with that, they have a good opportunity to practice devotional service in the childhood itself. So today, if you see, if in a devotee family, a child is born, that child has got good pious credit, and the parents got a good pious credit. Because of that, the child is born there. Because first of all, their karma comes into that, because their previous actions, previous lives' actions, of course, Lord's mercy also comes there. So both should go hand in hand. Then we can see here. But in case of Parishit Maharaj, it's not that. Parishit Maharaj is the kind of a personality whom Krishna himself protected in the womb. We all know that. We read earlier. When Ashwatthama released Brahmastra to kill the child in the womb of Uttara, Uttara ran to Krishna. Hey Krishna, please save me. There Prabhupada writes, there was Pancha Pandavas, great warriors, and great other personalities, but Uttara did not even look at them. So she ran to Krishna because this one Brahmastra, nobody else could have retracted. Nobody else could have saved other than Krishna. So similarly, in our life also, when the difficulty comes, instead of going around the so many other so-called protectors, it's better go to Krishna. 100% Krishna will protect. Of course, we have to do our effort. So that's why Prabhupada here talks about he is taken birth in the family of Kuru. And from the childhood itself, he was imitating, very child. I mean, he was called Parishit. Parishit means he was searching because he was searching who is that personality who saved me when I am in the womb. So he was searching for that personality. He was searching for Krishna in the very, very beginning of his life. But in the childhood itself, he was always remembering Krishna, he is worshipping Krishna as a doll or play. Because children is naturally tend to play. But his play also, we can see how he is attracted to Krishna. In olden days, the people will be remembering, people will understand child's inclination. They'll keep money, they'll keep some doll, they'll keep some Bhagavatam or some scriptures and leave the child. Child will scroll and they'll watch where the child is going. Child is going to the doll, a child is going to take money, or child is going to take Bhagavatam. So that's the way they'll understand the child's future inclination. This is the one way. And in the Gurukula system, the Guru had a understanding of how to educate a child based on child's nature, child's inclination, the education given. If the child is towards the Brahmanical nature, the Brahmanical education be given. Child is more of a fighting, the Kshatriya quality, the education given. Child is more of the business or agriculture, than that education given. So depending upon a child's nature and child's the inclination, right education given so that he can progress in that path. But today, if you see whether the child is interested or not, if the father is doctor, he wants his son to become doctor. The fate will be those patients come later. And similarly, if the father is prime minister, they want son also become prime minister. How many election they failed, how many election got defeated, they don't care. So this is the fate of it. But that's not the way our Vedic system works. Vedic system is based on their guna and karma. Chaturvanya maya sister guna karma bhagasha, Krishna says. That's how the society should work. Now, Prabhupada says that the children who appear in such families fortunately generally imitate such worship of the deities even in the very childhood place. And Prabhupada is quoting his own life here. He says, by the grace of the Lord, we had this fortune of being born in a Vaishnava family. Srila Prabhupada, born as a son of Jagmohan Dey and Srimati Rajini Dey in Calcutta. Very, very pious, very, very devoted Vaishnava family. Very childhood itself, Prabhupada writes here that he had a deity, at home, and he was worshipping the devotion service. Prabhupada's father was so affectionate, and Prabhupada used to invite the kind of a sadhus at home, and he will request them, please bless my son to become a Srimati Radharani's devotee. That's how we, encourage Srimati said Srila Prabhupada as Abhay. At that time, his name was Abhay, to practice devotional service. He performed Ratha Yatra. So he had a small doll Ratha Yatra, small Ratha, Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra. And Prabhupada's father sufficiently distributed prasadam. Prabhupada writes that, here, that's how he encouraged children. So Prabhupada also quotes that how is his guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, his father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, their Vaishnava family. We all, majority will be knowing it. Just for those who don't know, Srila Prabhupada's guru, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. His previous name was Vimal Prasad. His father is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that time, he was district magistrate of Jagannath Puri. So he was taking administration of Jagannath temple. They were staying there. So that's the time Vimala Prasad was born. One day so happened that Ratha Yatra time, Jagannath Ratha Yatra procession was going on in the main road, Jagannath Puri. So Jagannath Ratha Yatra, when they started from the temple going towards Gundicha, it came near the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house and stopped. Rath was not moving. Thousands of people, lakhs of people were pulling, but Rath was not moving at all. So that's the time Bhaktivinoda Thakur's wife took this baby, the small child, Vimal Prasad, put that baby under the lotus feet of Jagannath. When he put the baby, Jagannath's garland fell on as a garland on the baby. And after that, Rath moved. So that's the symptom that Jagannath wanted to bless this child in the very childhood. And of course, later, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur becomes such a great personality. Vimala Prasad took initiation from Gaurakrishna Das Babaji Maharaj. And very childhood, he was so, kind of a scholar. He could by heart all the Bhagavad Gita slokas. He was very good in Nyaya Shastra, logic, and he was very good in maths. He was very good in astrology those days, and later become a great personality. So Prabhupada also talks about how the Mirabai become a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He says Lord Krishna, the greater lifter of Govardhan. So we all know how the pastime of Govardhan happened. So Prabhupada quoting this so that we understand how the great personality is. Prabhupada also says that here, according to Jiva Goswami, Maharaj Parishit must have been heard about the childhood pastime Krishna in Vrindavan. So, when the child is in the womb itself, Krishna, he has understood, heard. This is the important point, because that's why we should hear. Even the child in the womb understands the pastime of the Lord, or when he can hear. So, how many of you know about Jiva Goswami? Or how many of you know Shad Goswami? If you know, yes, put write yes. About Shad Goswamis, just put yes or no. If they know no, just write no. So Prabhupada also talks about Sridhar Swami here and Srila Vishnu Chakratapura. So as many of us will be know, Sridhar Swami, one of the great saint. Prabhupada generally quotes in his purports reference from Sridhar Swami and Srila Vishnu Chakratapura. So all of you know about Jiva Goswami? If say yes, put yes. If no, just put no. So these are the great personalities. Jiva Goswami is one of the Shad Goswami, Rupa, Sanatana, his uncles, and Gopala Bhatta, the Gopala Bhatta, Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta. These are the other Goswamis. So Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Jiva Goswami. These are the 6 Goswamis who are the first disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and whom actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent to Vrindavan to excavate or to unearth the pastime places of Lord Krishna. Because after Lord Krishna departed from this material world back to Golok Vrindavan, so Vrindavan, so many pastime places were destroyed by the Mughals and some other anti-India the elements. So it is said that even there was a place where these Mughals used to come and cook their food using our scriptures as a firewood. That means so many the books written with the leaves were there. They used to use the books as their firewood for so many days. So many scriptures were there. They burnt everything. That is a kind of a wealth we had. But all this Mughals and others destroyed major portion of it. But still, we have so much that shows how much wealthy in all the perspective our country was. So even then, they could not destroy everything. So that's the strength of Sanatana Dharma, but doesn't mean that we should keep quiet. Today, we have a lot of dangers in Sanatana Dharma. I mean, danger in the sense because we ourselves not practicing, that is a danger. Actually, we don't have a danger from outside. Prabhupada many places writes, we don't have enemy outside, our enemy is inside. We are not practicing. We are not reading our scriptures. We are not understanding. Like how many millions of people are there? I mean, so-called Hindus. How many of you know about Bhagavad Gita? How many of you know about our Lord's pastimes? How many of you know about our dharma? Very few, very few. Krishna himself says, Manushana Sahasreshu. He says that. But we have to take up that because that is how we can connect with the Krishna. That's how we can connect with our roots. That's how we can make our life successful so that we can go back home, back to Godhead whenever the call has come. So that's why Prabhupada says here, we have to always take association of Mahabhagavata. There are two kinds of Bhagavata, book Bhagavata and person Bhagavata. Book Bhagavata is the book Bhagavata. Person Bhagavata is a person who leads a life as mentioned in Bhagavatam. He is a person Bhagavata. So we should always take association of person Bhagavata. So what is the take association means? Not that sit next to them, take selfie. That's not the association. Association means hear from them and understand what they're saying and practice in our life. That is association. Not only that, Prabhupada says that further we should distribute this to others. It's not that just I take it, we distribute others because we should become Brahmana, not Kripana. Brahmana is such person who whatever he gets, he distribute. Where Kripana, whatever he gets, he'll keep. So we should not keep anything. If I heard something today, next day I should distribute at least 10 people. It's very easy. Whatever we learn today, maybe we can summarize and put in a WhatsApp group and then post it in another groups. Maybe very few lines where we can write about Prabhupada, we can write about the holy name, we can write about Bhagavatam, or write about the Jiva Goswamis or others, great acharyas. So this is how the knowledge can be spread, especially our children, because they are our future. If this knowledge is not given, we can see what will be the fate of our so-called Hindu. So that's why we should follow the paths of Mahabhagavata. Prabhupada says, yes, those Mahabhagavata Nitya Siddhas. So there are three Siddhas, Nitya Siddha or Sadhana Siddha and Nitya Baddha. So Nitya Siddhas are already liberated personalities. They are kind of already liberated. Whereas sadhana siddhas they get that siddhi by practice, sadhana, their devotional services. And nitya baddhas eternally bond, eternally conditioned. They are nitya baddhas. So generally people are nitya baddhas. Due to sadhana, they go towards nitya siddhas. So for us, the practice is sadhana. We have to practice our sadhana. What is sadhana? Sadhana is chanting holy name. Minimum 16 rounds, as Prabhupada says that minimum 16 rounds of chanting every day. And reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and helping preaching Krishna consciousness. That is our sadhana. So we are sadhaka. By practicing sadhana, we get sadhya. Sadhya is Krishna Prema. Our goal of life is to get Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema we get through the sadhana by our effort. Not that we are Nitya Siddhas. Nitya Siddhas, like Prabhupada's case, yes, Nitya Siddhas, they are eternally liberated. They are born liberated. But maybe I can't say about you all. Yes, I'm telling of myself. I'm Nitya Baddhas. So only hope for me is to my sadhana. My sadhana, that's why I should always focus on my sadhana. So how much I focused on my sadhana, that is probability of I am going close to Krishna is there. So that's why I should attentively chant Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare. How much attentive chanting I do. And Prabhupada says that how much close association I take. Prabhupada gives example of Narada Muni. Narada Muni was born as a son of maid servant. He had nobody in the forest. But when the Chaturmasya time, the Vedantis, they came to the forest, and mother, she was serving them, she was helping them. And as a child, he also helped. And he got the remnants of Mahaprasad they eat, and they gave me instructions. That association, he could, after meditating the Lord, he got a darshan of the Lord. And Lord gave darshan, and Lord spoke to him. We all know the past tense. Lord spoke to him. Then he was hankering to see the Lord, but Lord said, no, no, now you cannot see me. You will be see me in the next life. So that pastime happened. After many kalpas, the next day of Brahma, he taken birth as a son of Brahma. That Narada could travel any part of the world, whether it is Vaikuntha, Goloka, Kailasha, or any other planets. So that is because he is association of the devotees. That's the reason we should always take association of devotees. Whenever any sadhu sannyasi comes, or we are able to hear, we should grab that opportunity. We should run that. And another important point is that never offend a devotee. We always respect, worship a devotee, never offend a devotee. So this is the fundamentals for a devotee is successful, because Vaishnava Aparada considers the greatest offense. There are two kinds, like Papa and Aparad, the sin and offense. Sin, that there is a possible prashita, atonement, but for aparadha, the offense, the atonement is not there. It's very difficult. That's why we should be very careful. The sin can be, like, for example, do like intoxications or meat eating can be sin, but insulting an Vaishnava is a aparadha. So aparadha is more dangerous. So we should be very careful. Vaishnava Aparada, Dhamma Aparada, Nama Aparada, Seva Aparada. These are the different kind of aparada. We should be careful about the aparad, and we should take association devotees and do our sadhana nicely, chant Krishna's name, read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and spread this message to as many people as possible. Distribute Bhagavad Gita. Now Gita Jayanti is coming, so all good opportunity for all of us to distribute Bhagavad Gita in thousands, lakhs, as many possible. Individuals, each one of us takes some, yes, I will distribute 100, I'll distribute 200. That kind of each one of us take. That's how my service to Krishna. With that, I'll stop here. Devotees can give your comments, thought process. So, yeah. Who want to start? Asha Mata, you want to start?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Devotees.
As I understood, my takeaway today, how the importance of sadhana and the association of the devotees, and then to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and whatever I learn in a small way also, we can pass it to others. That should be my aim, so that it will be passed to others as well, not only me learning. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Who else? Next. Yes. Oh, Lakshmi Mataji, welcome back.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, how are you?
Fine, Prabhuji. Fine.
Sharing a point.
Yes, Prabhuji. Our previous good karmas and God's mercy saves us from everything, Prabhuji. And we should always worship the devotees. And we should always be careful about very much careful about the aparadas. We should not hurt any devotee, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
one small help. I want second and third canto Bhagavatam, Prabhuji.
Generally, they will not give single cantos. First canto, generally they sell. After that, generally they sell as a full book, full set.
Full set.
Getting a second and third could be difficult unless they have a spare copy, somebody has taken, not there. Otherwise, we may not get it. We'll check possible here.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Otherwise, we should go for a full set.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Today's text seems to be a little technical. I must read again and again and try to understand in still more better way. Failed devotees are provided a chance to take birth in suitable family, ensuring effective practice of devotion. Always I must practice to approach Supreme Lord Krishna whenever I happen to face life miseries. Children have been assessed their guna and karma, and accordingly they are guided in education and life skills training during Vedic period. Acharya Srila Prabhupada have been provided all such circumstances along with mercy of Supreme Lord. And you have highlighted Mirabai example, and I must learn about Jiva Goswami, Sridhar Swami, Sri Vishwanatha Chakravarti, all Goswamis I must learn. Our country have been wealthy enough to practice devotion. We can make our devotion successful by association with Mahabhagavatas, by personal Bhagavatam. Whatever I learn must be shared among fellow human beings every day, daily basis. And Nitya Sadhas, Nitya Siddhas, Sadhana Siddhas, Nitya Siddhas are born liberated soul, and I must best understand reading again details of Sadhana Siddhas and Nitya Siddhas. Narada Muni example and his background also have been highlighted. Association of pure devotee is emphasized always, and never offend devotee but worship devotees. Sin is having atonement is there, but aparata there is no escape, and one has to go through all miseries. So I must be careful with regard to Nama Prata, Vaishnava Prata, Dhamma Prata. All kinds of aparatas must be carefully avoided, and distribute spiritual literature effectively. Whenever I get an opportunity to get involved in the distribution of spiritual literature, I must grab the opportunity and effectively indulge in distribution of spiritual literature. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So, thank you so much, Prabhu. Reina Das Mataji. Hare Krishna, Reina Das Mataji. Sudhavali Mataji. Okay,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry, there was a problem. I was not able to
No.
put the audio on. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it was a good learning today. Apart from what Mariappan Prabhuji said, I think attentive chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I think that's important. And one should try to chant at least minimum 16 rounds of chanting every day. And most importantly, never offend a devotee. I think that was quite important for all of us to know. And take the association of the devotees to know the Lord, as we need to take a lot of efforts to know the Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, and help to serve by spreading the word of Lord Shri Krishna, either by sharing the books, Bhagavatam, and also at the same time, this also helps us to cleanse ourselves. The examples that you gave on Jagannath, Lord Jagannath blessings when he went through it was nice, and also knowing about the Mirabai and the Narad Muni, how they were the great devotees of Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
So if a devotee Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, like if a devotee is unsuccessful in the present, Janma, and suppose if he is practicing, chanting and all for a few years, but he was not able to go to Godhead, then what would happen in the next Janma? Then Krishna says that will not go for a waste, but he will be born in a environment wherein he will have an opportunity to know about the Lord from childhood, like Vaishnava's family, and then from there he will be able to progress in spiritual field. That is one thing. So we need not worry about like whether our sadhana is enough or is it going waste because I'm not up to the mark. All those doubts can be deleted by this answer. And then next thing you told us, like Uttara, she takes the help of Lord to save her child. So this shows that though there are so many warriors there, like Arjuna, Arjuna, Bhima, and all Pandavas are there, but directly she goes to Krishna. So that's because he's the only one who can save her child. So likewise, we also, like if we have any difficulties, either to, instead of going to here and there to Devi Devatas, we can directly ask Sri Krishna for mercy. That point we have to keep in mind. And earlier, like depending on child's interest, that type of education is given, unlike nowadays, like how the education system is going on. The child is forced to take what the parents' interests are. But in olden days it was not like that. And then you told us about many devotees like Meera and Narada Muni, all that, how they became a great devotees of Lord Krishna. So how we can develop means every day, like we read Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and listen to the glories of Krishna. That's how we will develop interest on Lord Krishna and prem and bhakti on Lord Krishna. And you also told us about Nitya Siddha, Sadhan Siddha, and Nitya Baddha. So people who are already liberated souls, they come under Nitya Siddha. And Sadhana Siddha, the people who are, practicing and trying to climb the ladder. And Nitya Baddha are the ones many of us are like me. And what's our goal of life is to get Krishna prema, that we have to keep in mind. So we have to do things which can please Krishna, and we have to follow his whatever he says, we have to follow in a dharmic way. And never offend a devotee, that we have to keep in our mind, because Lord will get very angry. So we should never offend a devotee, but we can have an association with the devotee so that we can also climb up the spiritual ladder. And yeah, that is what, take association with devotees so that we can also progress in spiritual field. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. Saurabh Prabhu.
Bhagavatam, Dhanavad Pranam.
Uh,
So everything almost has been covered by Sudha Mataji, so thank you so much. And one thing I understood that because Gita Marathon is coming next Vaikunta Ekadasi, so we have to distribute as more as Bhagavad Gita as more as possible to preach the presence, the importance, the significance of Bhagavad Gita in individual life to as more as possible. So, Prabhuji, I have one question. Just for example, in case of Bhagavad Gita, there is some special day, a special season that in this time. Lord Krishna has delivered the most confidential knowledge called Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So in this way, is there any special event or special date or special ceremony when the where the you know mm, uh, the in for the distribution of Bhagavatam? I mean, so that's my
Bhadra
question. That
Purnima. Bhadra Purnima.
Bhadra Purnima.
Those 7
Okay,
days
okay.
where Sukdev Goswami spoke to Parishit Maharaj.
Sudha Goswami, right. So it comes at which month, Prabhuji? At English in English, which month?
Somewhere August to September, that's the time comes.
Okay, August, September.
Yeah. We celebrate Bhadra Purnima that time.
Okay. Saptahik, weekly Bhagavad Katha like this. Okay. ठीक है Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks so much. Hare Krishna.
But now, yeah, Umashankar Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji. That comes. So actually, we should have the mood of Parikshit Maharaj. So even in the womb, he was listening to the Krishna, and we actually forget after we come out of the womb. And the real threat is within ourselves for the Sanatana Dharma. So thing is that we should have the mood of preaching and distribution of the books, Prabhuji. So that is the takeaway for today, Prabhuji.
Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class.
Ramesh Prabhu, want to say anything? So I'll be sending it today, Miss Kanatma. Yeah, Ramesh Prabhu, want to say anything? I'll be sending a message with a Google form. You can give your commitment, how many books you want to distribute. Either you want to buy or you want to donate, whatever possible. Or you can contact your friends, relatives, colleagues, wherever possible. We can increase the number of distribution, whatever possible. Please give your commitment so that we can arrange the books. Okay, we'll stop here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय ग्रंथरा श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.